All right, folks, it's been a few days, but there's been a lot going on. I don't know if I'm going to actually post this video or not, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm dealing with pretty raw emotion right now. But I thought, you know what, that's probably the best for this Adventures of Kangaroo Trucker. So, I have let a few of my subscribers know that because I'm personally in touch with them, some on a daily basis. But I wanted to let you guys know, and if you're following me for the first time, you are definitely going to want to subscribe and hit that bell. And that'll let you know when my next video is, because the unknown is out there, and you will want my follow-up on this for sure, at least for the entertainment. I'm sure of it. So last Tuesday, I was let's back up one day. Monday, my wife calls me and says our master bath is flooded. We live on a 2-story house, so it was a mess. Tuesday morning, I get called in. Oh, shout out to my neighbor across the street, Joe. He came to the rescue, and appreciate you being there for me. That's one thing as you're an over-the-road trucker, is you got to have friends, or you know, you got to hire everything out. And I'd rather hire out friends and pay them than to do anything. And he wouldn't take any money. God love him. He was a good friend. But he helped my wife and made sure everything was all secure. So that was taken care of, and I greatly appreciate it. Tuesday, I was actually in Atlanta. I was doing these little quick runs up to Nashville and back. How ironic, I'm going there now. I was called back into the office. I thought it's because I was having problems with my new ELD, because Knight switched over to the ELDs, but that was not the case. My terminal manager calls me in, and I did not get a good feeling about that, because when we go into his office, it's usually not a good thing. I didn't feel a promotion coming on, let's put it that way. Sure enough, he said, this is hard to do, but I've got to terminate you. The words are, you're no longer fit to drive for Knight. Those are the official words that they have to tell you. And it didn't absorb quite at the moment. I was like, well, what's going on? What's this all about? And remember, I had that third incident. They were small incidents. It kills me that, but like, let me just finish the story. I'll try to stay on task. Being ADHD is not really good to keep on task, so I'll do my best. So I said, well, I'd like to have an exit interview with the safety guy and plead my case, because I like the company. I mean, yeah, I got complaints about it. You all have heard about them, but they're not any complaints that are worth leaving for necessarily. I just wasn't ready to go. I wasn't ready to clean out my truck, is what I told him. So he said, well, hang out. Let me arrange for an exit interview. He said, maybe you could turn around. I don't know. It's not likely, but I don't blame you for wanting to. He was very disappointed that they made that decision. That affected him greatly, because I was a decent driver, I thought. It's reliable. I didn't complain too much, I didn't think. But, my DM was off on medical leave, so he didn't even know it. And the DM that kind of backed me up, that was my trainer's DM, he would kind of back me up when my DM was out. He was in there, and he was upset about it too. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. So basically, the rule is it's a company policy violation to have more than two or more major. Now, major to them is over, I think, $2,000, and you could do $2,000 a little bit of damage pretty quick. And all three of them together was just under $10,000. So Mike gets on the phone, the safety guy gets on the phone, and it was kind of awkward at first, because he was trying to explain to my terminal manager, why do I need, what is going on? Why do I need to talk to this guy? And I'm already in the room. So he said, well, the driver just came in. He's already in the office now. So I just said, hey, Mike, I just wanted to call and let you know, I really want to do everything I can to make this right. I said, this, I love the company. I love what I do. I'm an advocate for the company. I try my best to take the negative, turn it into a positive, and I'm not ready to leave. If what can I do? And You know, we went back and forth. He almost turned on me. I thought I almost got him, because I said I'll write a check for the last one if that'll help, and that'll take us down to 2 incidents. And he kind of paused for a minute, because I don't think he'd ever been approached by that. That was $3,600. I could have lived through that one, but he didn't take. So I had to clean out my truck. So I'm no longer with Knight. And you know, I still to this moment feel very defeated, mixed. Just a punch in the gut. I'm just talking about it again. I go right back to where I was. It's like a punch in the gut. I'm down on one knee still trying to get my breath, and it's, you know, it's bigger than just me. It's, you know, it's affecting my family. It's affecting, you know, my business a little bit, because I'm away, and this is a big disruption in what I'm trying to do, and I just wasn't ready to leave. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. So just so you know, you can be fired for anything, and you sign a bunch of paperwork at Knight, so that basically if you have any violation of a company policy, I mean, it could be anything. You could abuse the if you go out three weeks and you come home, you get 3 days off. Let's say you wanted 4 days. If they wanted to, they could have fired you for a violation of the company policy. It's 3 days you get, not 4. And it could be anything. I don't understand why they would take somebody with me with what there was no input on the terminal manager or the driver manager, the DM, you know, the dispatcher. It was all up to that one guy looking at a piece of black and white paper, seeing numbers on a paper. So when they say Knight's family, I gotta tell you, I didn't feel like family. I felt like a number, and that number, he said, I did more than 80,000 miles with that company, thousands of maneuvers a day, 8 months of driving, and yeah, I only had 3 incidents. I should have been congratulated. The last one that I had in Dallas, remember, I sat around and waited. I could have hit and run. But I knew that wasn't the right thing, and sure enough, it's coming back to haunt me. It's you know, it'd be easy to complain, oh poor me, but Knight didn't put me in that situation. I put myself in that situation. So like I said in the last videos, don't let your attitude go up in smoke. It's been really tough, and I'm thankful for my wife for putting up with this, because at the end of the day, I made a mistake. There was something on FreightWaves that I was listening to, and this guy got up and he said, you know, the good thing about people who have made incidents is you gain experience by bad decisions. And it's true. I mean, obviously I learned a lot from all that, but at the expense of the company, and the company said they're not making enough money off me, which I disagree. But so it took me a couple days just to accept that. I mean, I can't express to you how I feel. Still to this moment, I just feel like something's been jerked out of my heart, and you know, I feel like I let my late brother down. The one that I got into this for, my youngest brother, he was devastated too, and you know, he's like, "This is trucking, man." I said, "Yeah, but I don't know." So, what I'm doing right now is I've got an opportunity to get back in the truck. I got to go through orientation. I'm heading up there now. I'll share the name of the company after I get through orientation. I actually get hired, because I'm still I'm not, my mind is, I'm hopefully the next 4.5 hours driving from Atlanta to Nashville, I can decide what I can decide to get my attitude straight, get it right, make a bad decision good by doing the right thing. So I can only hope the good Lord is looking down on me, my brother Steve's looking down on me and saying, this is all part of the life's experience, this is all part of the adventures there, Kangaroo Trucker. I don't like it, but at it's going to make for some interesting videos, that's for sure. Because I got to go through orientation, which is only a couple, 2 or 3 days, and then I got to go back out on the road for, I guess, like up to 3 weeks with a trainer, which you know how I love that. But I'm gonna come back. I hope it's a good thing, and I'm gonna do my best to make it a good thing, because I enjoy doing the videos. I've enjoyed getting to know you. A lot of you have given me comments. The subscribers are growing, which is cool, because you know, it's neat to interact with you guys, even though it's just a little bit of an email here and there, or maybe just a comment here and there. Please do. It's good. But for those of you that have been following me, thank you, and we'll get through this together. For those of you who are new, stay tuned. It's going to get interesting. I did my first tour with Knight, and somebody asked me, so are you going to be pro Knight? You know, Knight's a good company. It's a good starter company. Everybody says that, and I agree. It's a good starter company. They were good to me. So, up until this last moment, the decision they made, no, I don't like the decision because it affected me greatly. But I'd still say that it's a good company. I mean, every trucking company, probably every company out there, but trucking-wise anyway, there's going to be some good and bad. Nobody's going to like everything about it. If they do, they're just blind. But for the most part, I like the people. I like the way they treated me. Pay was okay. Just hate that I was pulled from it before my time, I thought. They said I can go back after a couple years of no incidents or something like that, but who knows. I tried my best. I sent him a letter, sent him an email, the safety guy, and just try to leave on a good note. And he was very respectful, and he has a hard decision, because that was drawing the line in the sand, I think, way too soon. I mean, I thought that I had a lot more value to the company than the way they rated me. And I know my terminal manager, he's one of the reasons I stayed. All this, because I mean, you always go, especially if you're new, you're always going to go through a lot of difficult stuff, because you're new to the industry. It's a different culture. It's interesting though. I mean, look at me. After all I've been through, you'd think I would just go, well, screw it, I'll just go back to the gym. Well, the gym's not ready to run that payroll on my wife and myself, and I wanted my wife to make sure that she's between the two of us, she's the better person that needs to be at the company. She works a lot harder than me. She does a lot more. So my other business partner, he's doing everything he can. He works at a large firm, and then he's doing this, so he's heavily involved as well. So I've already created that change. I'm just going to see where it goes from here. So you definitely stay tuned, because these are some hard lessons. I'd rather share with you guys. If you're looking to come into the business, Knight's still a good company to look at. Just because they punished me for something I've done. They didn't do it to me. I did it to me. I didn't mean to. I tried to be careful, but some things just happen. And when it does, you know, it's life. That's the thing. That's what we teach our kids when we're coaching gymnastics. When they make mistakes and they're competing, they don't always win. They got to feel that defeat. They got to learn from that defeat. Because it's times like that that you learn how to deal with times like this. So for all of you guys, thank you. Keep commenting. Don't lose faith. I'll talk to you soon.